Good morning, students. In this class, we discuss the application of equal area criteria. So, in last class, we have discussed about equal area criteria. The concept of equal area criteria was concept of equal area criteria. Equal area criteria is accelerating power when accelerating power is equal to deaccelerating power or system is stable when its rotor oscillate around rotor angle delta V. So equal area criteria states that if accelerating power is equal to decelerating power, then our system is stable and our rotor rotates or oscillates near load angle delta. So now in this class we discuss about the application of equal area criteria. So first is sudden change in mechanical input. So here we see that if there is change in mechanical input, then electrical output of the generator will also be affected. Suppose Pm is the mechanical power input to the generator, and Pg is the electrical power output of the generator. P is the output power of generator and Pm is the mechanical power input to the generator. So now we are changing mechanical input to the alternator. Then when we change the mechanical input to the alternator, because alternator is connected to the turbine, so speed of turbine increase, due to which alternator rotor rotates above its synchronous speed, or we can say that rotor speed also increase. Due to change in speed of its rotor, electrical output also change, due to which our rotor angle delta will also vary. So now we discuss this phenomena. First we take power flow equation. From power flow equation, accelerating power P is equal to EV upon x sin delta xd dash plus xt and sin of delta. Initially delta is equal to delta 0. So we can say that accelerating power EV xd dash plus xt sin of delta 0 from power flow equation. Now when mechanical input to the rotor or to the generator is increased, so due to the accelerating power, Pa is equal to Pm minus Pe. Accelerating power will be Pm minus Pe, which is due to the change in mechanical input. So rotor accelerate and its speed increases, that is omega greater than omega s, and result delta also increase as shown in figure. So accelerating power here Pa is equal to, what is Pa? Pa will be Pm1 minus Pe. Pa is the accelerating power, which is the difference of Pm mechanical power input and electrical power output of the generator. Because in balance condition we have considered that mechanical power input to the generator is equal to the electrical power output to the generator. But when there is a change in mechanical input to the generator, in this case accelerating power will be Pm1 minus Pe, means mechanical power input minus electrical power output, due to which there will also be change in rotor angle, that we consider as delta 1. So now due to change in speed we consider change in rotor angle is delta 1 and it is continuously increasing. So now at delta 1, at angle del 1, at angle del 1, del 1 Pa is equal to Pm sin del 1, means accelerating power will be Pa is equal to Pm sin del 1 maximum. Now we draw power angle curve to understand this effect or this phenomena. Now we draw power angle curve. So power angle curve becomes in this way. What is the power angle curve? Power angle curve represents relation between accelerating power and rotor angle. So here at x-axis we take variation in rotor angle, that is day. Now we take this graph, and now initially our machine is operating here and rotor angle is del 0, power is P. When mechanical input to the machine is changed, so generator input is increased, then rotor angle accelerates up to del 1 and maximum power P is equal to Pm. Power is equal to Pm1. Now this rotor angle continuously increased due to change in mechanical input. This continuously change in rotor angle, which is due to the change in speed and a condition when omega greater than omega s, when rotor speed is greater than synchronous speed. So in this case for rotor will decelerate. So we can represent rotor angle del 2. Suppose this is del 2. At rotor angle del 2 our machine will start decelerating. So here from equal area criteria we can understand that phenomena of accelerating as well as decelerating power. So accelerating power is this and decelerating power we consider this. So this is the decelerating area and this is accelerating area. Area A1, area A2. This is accelerating area. Accelerating area. This is A2 is decelerating area. Decelerating area. And when for stable system, area A1 is equal to A2. According to equal area criteria, if accelerating area equal to decelerating area, then we can say that our system is stable. Now we can represent this point A, point B, and point number C. Now we write some points about this or angle curve. This is power angle curve. Power angle curve. Power angle curve. There are 3 points for discussion. One is point 1 where our machine was initially operated. Now second point is point B and third point is point C. Now we will discuss about point A, B and C. At point A, accelerating power P is equal to P max sine of del 0. At point B, accelerating power P is P max sine of del 1. Now after point B, our machine will decelerate, rotor will decelerate. So here now these points can be written as when omega greater than omega s, PA becomes negative. After point B, PA becomes negative. After point B, PA becomes negative. Rotor speed decelerate, or we can say that rotor speed will reduce. Rotor speed reduces for omega greater than omega s. Omega greater than omega. Because after point B, when speed increases, then it will be greater than synchronous speed. And when rotor speed is greater than synchronous speed, so accelerating power will be negative, which reduce the rotor speed. And we can say that it is the decelerating phenomenon. Now area A1 is equal to area A1. A1 is represented as from del 0 to del 1, delta 0 to delta 1, and PA, that is del 0 to del 1, P max Pn1 minus Pe into d day. Area A2 is equal to del 1 to del 2, Pe minus Pm into d day. Area A1 at stability area A1 is equal to area A2. We can see that del 0 to del 1 Pm1 minus Pe into d del is equal to del 1 to del 2 Pe minus Pm into d del. This is the concept of stability. Next we obtain sin del 1 is equal to sin of del 2. Sine of del 1 is equal to sine of del 2. M1 from here, sine of del 1 is equal to sine of del 2. So del 2 is equal to pi minus del 1. This is the condition for stability. If del 2 is equal to pi minus del 1, then sine del 1 is equal to del 2, and system is stable. Next is for delta greater than 90 degree. Power angle curve for delta greater than 90 degree. Power angle curve for delta greater than 90 degree. For delta greater than 9, power angle curve becomes, if this is del 1, del 0, and this is delta 1. So delta 2 becomes where? It becomes delta 2. So here we can represent Pn1, P0, Pe. This is power angle curve when delta is greater than del 0. Point ABC, area A1, area A2, point A, B and C. This is the power angle curve for delta greater than 90 degree. So in this way, when mechanical input to the rotor or generator is increased, there is a power swing or swing in output power of the alternator, and rotor angle also change, and we have obtained condition for stability, that is sine del 1 is equal to sine del 2, or del 2 will be equal to pi minus del 1. So thank you for today class.